Confederate ghosts, cannibal cookouts, and more bad southern accents than a high school production of Gone with the Wind. Today's movie proves that hospitality can be murder.
You don't want to miss the barbecue.
Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, and today we're heading down to Pleasant Valley for 2001 Maniacs, Tim Sullivan's gloriously tasteless remake of Herschel Gordon Lewis's 1964 splatter classic. This one takes the original's Yankees wander into a southern town that's still fighting the Civil War setup and cranks it up to 11. More blood, more boobs, and way more banjos. It's like Deliverance crashed into a Girls Gone Wild shoot and then got possessed by the ghost of H.G. Lewis himself. Robert Englund hams it up as Mayor Buckman, a Confederate gentleman who welcomes northern travelers with open arms, before serving them up as the main course at the annual Guts and Glory Jubilee. And while the gore here is pure grindhouse buffet, including limb pulling, torso splitting, and one scene involving horse-based vengeance you won't soon forget, the film's real charm is how self-aware it is. It knows it's trash, and it loves every minute of it. On paper, 2001 Maniacs shouldn't work. It's a remake of a cheap exploitation flick that was already pretty nuts. But somehow it walks that perfect line between horror and hillbilly hysteria. The result is a blood-soaked satire about revenge, repression, and redneck reincarnation that's as dumb as it is delightful. But enough about that. Can these backwoods specters serve up enough Yankee barbecue to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons What the Flick, Dennis K, and Gadget Blues. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on this production company card. Velvet Steamroller. Sounds like a Square Enix JRPG title. Yeah, first joke is a deep-cut video game reference. There's nowhere to go but down from here. And title card. It's pretty good. One of those weird offshoots remind me of that time my graphics card died. Alright, let's take a quick run through the credits. We've got the legendary Robert Englund. I think we last saw him in Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer. And Lynn Shay, who you probably know from the Insidious franchise. She also worked with Englund in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Here's Giuseppe Andrews, who was Detective Winston in Cabin Fever and is probably best known for Detroit Rock City. Brian Gross, in a horror movie. That totally checks out. Holy shit, after years of Travis Tritt lookalike jokes, we finally get Travis Tritt in an actual movie? Aw, look, we're giving H.G. Lewis his flowers. And we even get Eli Roth and the recently passed Scott Spiegel getting producer's credits. This movie probably should have been a bigger deal. Here are more credits for Herschel. Like with Evil Dead 2, there's a lot of debate about whether this is a remake of the original or a sequel. 2001 has always had me leaning towards it being a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's Space Odyssey flick, and directed by Tim Sullivan. Sullivan would go on to direct 2001 Maniacs, Field of Screams, a few years after this one. Pretty sure I saw that, even though I don't remember a single thing about it. Oh, sweet, it's like a Ken Burns documentary. Whoa. That's an uncredited Peter Stormare as the professor. Oh god, this movie sucks. Want to make out?
Sherman reduced the city of Columbia to ashes overnight.
Is that gonna be on the final? Doesn't matter because it's spring break, baby. Back inside, Professor Stormare is not pleased. You know I put Steve Buscemi in a wood chipper, right? And he's got bad news about how they're gonna be spending their spring break.
3 new term papers by, let's say, the end of spring break.
And now it looks like they're rushing over to the library to get started. Yeah, the spring break chicks look like some real heifers this year. Literally. But this scenic drive is interrupted by a jump scare.
The whole point was getting away from history class.
Oh god, it's an armadillo. Or in this case, maybe it's a carmadillo. Hey, it's Eli Roth making a cameo. Fun fact, he's playing the same character he did in Cabin Fever. Yeah, that thing's dead. Probably a harmadillo. Oh yeah, here's Discount Travis Tritt. Wait, that's real Travis Tritt. Also, Discount Travis Tritt might be redundant. I guess since we stopped, we might as well rip off Deliverance, too. Any thoughts, Ian Sarah?
It stinks.
Let's get a second opinion from Tom from Shriek of the Mutilated.
Oh, this is crap.
I agree with both of you. Thank God these ladies showed up, if only because it stopped the terrible music and dancing. Oh hey, I'm heading off to appear in a Girls Gone Wild video. This movie really does just ooze early 2000s vibes. The fashions, the way it's shot, it's like a time capsule back to the days when Pimp My Ride was must-see TV. Honestly, it's like these dudes have never seen a chick before. Anyway, Travis is like, I got an idea for a new song. It's called
Pushing Up Daisies by Midnight.
Sky Establishing Shot. Anyway, they pull over and they're gonna need roadside assistance to get some new underwear thanks to this jump scare.
I gotta do all the driving while they...
Except, as Biggie Smalls always says, it was all a dream. The bad news is they're lost. The worst news is there's a detour. I'm sure this is totally fine. Ah yes, the Chrysler Sebring. Car designed for off-roading. Hey, there's a sign, and they have 2001 residents. That seems convenient. I wonder if Pleasant Valley is near Hidden Valley. Great. Rebel flags and guys with guitars. You guys better pull a U-turn quick. But look who's here to greet them. Hi, I'm Robert Englund. You probably remember me as Freddy Krueger, but I'm here slumming it for a paycheck in a role that doesn't require 8 hours of makeup. Man, he's even got a Confederate eye patch. Are you one of them there Yankees, boy? Anyway, turns out these guys got here just in time to be the guests.
At the Guts and Glory Jubilee!
Oh yeah, that sounds delightful.
If I supply the peaches, do you think you boys could supply the cream?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what she meant. Well played, pervs. And look who else is here. They're gas station friends. What are the odds? But maybe there's an upside to the Guts and Glory Jubilee. At least they've got a meal plan that includes
Oh, mouth-watering. Barbecue!
as long as you're not smoking Long Pig. Also, it's a hoot watching Robert Englund chew the scenery here. What a legend. Wait, more people? Dude's like, I think we should turn around. I saw Mississippi burning. Not gonna lie, this is basically what I envision in my head anytime someone tells me about Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Oh no, movie. Don't you do it. Yeah, let's just run this up the flagpole. This dude's got a lot of fans. Literally. If you didn't know this was made in the early 2000s, the frosted spiked tips would totally give it away. This is a guy whose dream night was an N64 with a copy of GoldenEye, some mozzarella sticks, and a ska station. Can we maybe focus? Well, that's a little better, but maybe I'm just super high. The early days of ZZ Top. Hey, it's Deputy Winston!
I'm here to welcome y'all and invite you to take in some of our sights.
Anyway, this chick is very subtle.
I'm Cat, as in pussy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right again. 2 for 2, pervs. Oh, here's Lynn Shay. I almost forgot she was in this thing. Turns out she's the granny who owns the hotel. Getting very strong P-Hub Gilf vibes here.
Y'all ready for a good old time?
Yes, ma'am.
Meanwhile, Deputy Winston is closing the deal. Hey, and they're rolling in it. Oh God, it's like 9.5 weeks. Do you kids even remember erotic thriller 9.5 weeks? Christ, I'm old. Oh no, they've got horses too? ProTube is gonna kill me for this. Yeah, I think she's about to split. Literally. It's good that this is in the country because she's going to pieces like this is a Patsy Cline song.
I think this might be taking it just a little too far.
Franklin, this pussy. I don't give a damn.
Back at the inn, they might be about to eat, or summon a spirit. I can't really tell. At any rate, Discount Reese from Malcolm in the Middle wants to propose a toast. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll sit in your boat and drink all your beer. Oh no, he's eating some rump roast from Miss Cat. House establishing shot. Anyway, this guy's gonna shoot his shot. Do you know what my shirt is made of? Boyfriend material.
You ever hear of a 60-second romance?
No.
Got a minute?
Wait a minute, his even worse actual line worked? This scene is pretty bad. Oh, yeah, the writing in this movie is truly top-notch.
I had full confidence in a font. Shit all over myself.
Screenwriters were robbed by the Oscars. Back at the inn, it's drinking time. And that's a party foul because it's not J&B. Upstairs, we're filming an homage to Over the Top. Man, I wish I was watching Over the Top right now. And those are words I never thought I'd say. Look at Robert Englund. I was Freddy once. How did my career wind up here? While everyone's off hooking up, Nelson's gonna get led to his doom by this chick.
You gonna invite me in? Or just stand there polishing your musket?
See, this is why you should never think with the little head. Turns out she's gonna give him some moonshine, which is more acid than alcohol. That's probably not even the grossest bodily fluid those sheets have seen. And say what you will, but at least he went out with a bang. This is more of a gory hole than a glory hole.
I prefer a non-smoker.
And house establishing shot, even though we never left the house. The next day, everyone's ready to head out, and the mayor and the whole town show up. That's just fabled Southern hospitality. And let me tell you, as someone who's lived in the South, that's a myth. From there, we head over to this cabin in the woods. Sure hope there's not a Necronomicon in there. Turns out there is no Necronomicon, but there are severed heads. But you know we can't show that. I like that the biker dude looks like Officer Dokes from Dexter. Surprise, motherfucker! Not gonna lie, this version of Little House on the Prairie is better than I remembered. Anyway, back with the fellas, they're playing a very aggressive version of Horseshoes. The ladies, meanwhile, are getting dressed for the big ball. But if they're on the menu, is this really necessary? Oh god, square dancing, aka dancing for people with no imagination. But before that can go too far, we're about to find out for whom the bell tolls. And now they're chasing this dude before he can warn the others. It's not looking good for him. Squeal like a pig! I will point out that this is a really weird little film. It's not really good, but it's got a lot of gore. I'm sure the kids today would find most of the jokes problematic, though. Oh no, a poker. I can see where this is going.
Looky-loo! It's Ricky on a sticky.
She's a poet and didn't know it. I think this sign is redundant. But hey, at least these guys are finally figuring things out.
Malcolm's right. This place is fucked.
That's an understatement. They're eating the Yanks. Before they can head out, the mayor shows up. Looks like he's gonna challenge them to a duel, like on that Tomako Simpsons episode. I demand satisfaction. Alright, look natural and don't eat the barbecue. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf, but get ready for Schlub in a Tub. Random. This dude's really nailing it as the town's undertaker. I love that Robert Englund is basically just playing a live-action Yosemite Sam / Foghorn Leghorn in this movie. Fragasso edibles kicking in. House establishing shot. God, where's the outhouse? These damn enchiladas are running right through me. Hello? I'm here to drop off your DoorDash. He's actually in here looking for Ricky, and since we know that dude's dead, I'm guessing he's not gonna like what he finds. Sweet, room service. Aw, they got him the fruit tray. I love those. But here's Ricky. Why do these two look like they could have been a wrestler / manager duo in like Tennessee wrestling in 1983? Oh, there's a hacksaw. Wrestling tie-in confirmed. Ho! Well, that's going on. Discount Dokes here basically has his own bard band. But before he can deal with them, he's gonna chase down his girlfriend. But since she's dead, this is clearly a decoy. You know, you can always count on a wind vane to point you in the right direction. Hey, the gecko is here to save them on car insurance. Oh, sweet. They got an early start on canning for the winter. Hey, why are all these named after my friends? Nelson Burger? Anyway, let's check in on Amazon Basic Stokes. Looks like he's found himself a jump scare.
Time to go home. Come on.
By God, Hillbilly Jim is locked into Chicken Wing Half Nelson. This match might be over. My JR is the best thing in this whole movie. Oh no, then he gets Jeff Jarretted. And Corey's not doing any better because he's hooked up with the female version of Jaws from those James Bond movies. Guess they were serving sausage at this barbecue. Oh man, do they have the black guy lying on cotton? But he does show us his Dokes impression.
Motherfuckers!
Pretty good. So, did I ever tell you about the time I was on V? Looks like he's about to be hard-pressed. Literally. Now I know how the olives feel before they become olive oil. Well, they're cleaning up that mess. Anderson's gonna bike on out of here. Except this guy has the keys. And it looks like it's actually gonna work. Except these two show up. No way they're fitting 4 people on that bike. Then Anderson gets stoned.
Hell yeah.
No, I meant with this slingshot. So, how you feeling about being our guest of honor / main course? Oh, and his main squeeze is here too. These guys aren't total savages. They're gonna say grace at least. Dear Lord, thank you for this bounty of delicious long pig. Guess it's buffet style. I don't think that head is properly cooked. I mean, it's not all barbecue either. He did kill the Asian girl, so there's some Chinese here too.
Problem is, hour later, I'm still hungry.
Gotta say, things are looking bleak for our heroes. There is good news for Anderson at least. If he guts his girlfriend, they won't eat him. And really, they just met. It's not like they're that serious. Oh shit, he's actually gonna do it. Except it's a swerve.
I'll take your glory and honor, and I'll shove it right up your ass.
The downside of this plan is now they're unarmed and there are still presumably 2,000 maniacs running around here. Looks like Englund is gonna finally get his duel too. Oh hey, it's Kane Hodder! And here they go. Seems unfair that Anderson doesn't get a sword. What happened to that Southern honor? There can be only one. And if you were wondering what was under the eye patch, wonder no more. Hey, fork you, pal. Nah, I don't know. This was a pretty underwhelming pay-per-view. But it appears they are gonna let them go. They just gotta Evel Knievel their way out. Yeah, it's definitely like a Shaka Khan song because they totally went through the fire. And hey, are they free? Because that was too easy. Look, it's Famous Monsters of Filmland. That was Fango before Fango. And look who's here. This is where they're going to find out that Pleasant Valley doesn't exist anymore and they were basically killed by ghosts. Ah, the swerve. Which was obvious if you'd ever seen H.G. Lewis's original film. It's wild to me they'd even go back there with a cop. I just cut my losses. So this is why there were so many plot holes in this movie. It's in a graveyard. But just in case you weren't convinced...
Ain't nothing but a graveyard been here for the last 150 years.
And look who's got the biggest tombstone. You know, we should probably get out of here. I need to rewrite my term paper. But you know there's another swerve ending coming, right? Wait for it. Ah, there it is.
Damn Yankees.
And cue credits. So, what have we learned from 2001 Maniacs? Hell if I know. It's always nice to see H.G. Lewis get his flowers, though. And as an homage to his original film, this is pretty solid. It keeps the camp feel of Lewis's 2000 Maniacs with the added bonus of getting to see Robert Englund and Lin Shaye choose scenery like the sets were made of cake. 2001 Maniacs definitely gets the spirit of the original while updating for modern audiences. Sure, it feels hopelessly mired in the early 2000s, but it still mostly works. This one's silly and goofy and filled with plenty of cringe, but if you love the original's take on Brigadoon, you'll probably like this one too. But enough about that. Can 2001 Maniacs kill enough Yankees to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, this one delivers. We're treated to multiple decapitations, plenty of guts, cannibalism, Robert Englund's empty eye socket, and too many other things to list. The FX are pretty solid too. When you're remaking a film made by a guy known as the founding father of splatter cinema, you better bring your A game. As such, I'm delighted to give 2001 Maniacs a very respectable 4 barf bag rating. This one's definitely a sick flick. Looking for another cool splatter flick from the early days of the 21st century? Then be sure to check out my review of The Convent. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.